So let's open this meeting of the Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission, Thursday, June 1st, 2023. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Let us, thank you, Steve. Let's review and approve the May 4th, 2023 meeting minutes. Have you all had a chance to read them? Mm-hmm. We accomplished a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. All right. Need a little bit more time, Bob, to read?
No, I read it. Thank you.
Read them?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right. Can I entertain a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. So Steve and then Barbara and second. Barbara will second. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
nays? Thank you. Any abstentions? None. Okay, minutes are approved. Thank you, everybody. Is there any other business that commissioners have to bring in front of the commission at this time? Oh, Garrett does. Right, Garrett.
All right.
The stage is yours.
Two quick things. One, I spoke with the owners of 1761 Farmington Avenue. They've been in a couple times for COAs in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
They're looking to paint the house in the near future, but as they're going around, they're finding a number of rotting siding pieces.
Oh.
And I said I'd offer to talk to the commission, as long as the siding's being replaced like for like, it's not replacing whole sections, it's a couple boards.
Right.
And then they'll paint it all over once it's done. I know color's not your purview, but as long as no one has any objection to that, I'll tell them to go ahead with replacing the siding, because it's wood siding.
Yes.
So they'll just be replacing like for like.
So as long as the siding is the same, the shakes are particularly wide on that building. They do have to be the same size, and they do have to be wood. I know.
I think they have a list of things that they want to address, so I said, well, they called me today, so I said I'd bring this up tonight and then just make a list of everything. We'll go as one application and just do everything all at once, so that way they're good for a year or two.
Yeah, good.
Well, they find something else, so
Right.
that's easy. I will send out a notification, but we will be having a meeting for the public meeting for the cultural district that we discussed last meeting. That'll be June 14th at 5:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. And I'll send out an email once the invitation is all set up to everyone that's interested in participating in the public meeting.
Great.
And that's kind of like the kickoff to starting the cultural district process.
Great.
That's all I got.
Anybody else have anything to bring in front of the commission? If not,
No.
Let's move on to the, thank you, Steve, the walking tour, the Lovely Street walking tour on June 11th. So Barbara and Steve, will leave that to you.
Well, lots of little things to go over. First of all, I want to check that everyone has the right dates. Okay. 6/11 is the first date, and then comes 6/21, 6/25, 7/9, 7/5/7/9, and 7/19. And the exhibit was originally supposed to end on the 16th, but it will continue to cover that Wednesday.
You're welcome.
What's that, Steve?
You're welcome.
I said you're welcome.
Oh, yes, Steve. Steve, if you keep changing things, we'll be doing this until next January.
Well, and when Patty Labuthier, the president of the museum, first told me that we had these 5 weeks, I said, "Is that all?"
Yeah, right, exactly.
And so I
Okay.
said, "Well, what are you doing for the rest of July?" She said, "Well, not much. We usually don't get a lot of traffic in the middle of the summer, and I don't think they have another exhibit until September."
Well, if you go online to look at the sign up, I think we already have some signed up for that. Now, 7/5, I think that's also the carnival, right?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
don't think so. I think it's later than, if I could do one.
Oh, it may be the weekend after. It may be the weekend after the 4th.
Yeah, it's usually.
I thought so, but I think this year, I don't know.
Usually around the 14th.
I think it's the 8th and the 9th of July,
Right, the weekend
carnival.
after the
All right.
7th,
Okay.
8th, 9th.
All right.
Right.
Now, this Saturday, June 3rd, is setup day. So I know Steve and I will be there at 9 o'clock at the museum, starting to set up the exhibits. From what I was told, they're usually finished by noon, but if we need more time, we can have it, and we can also go in next week, but we'll know that after Saturday. Now, there's also a reception on the first day, and Patty, they always, the museum always does a reception, but I just heard yesterday that Patty thought they were paying for it and we were doing it. But it's not that big a deal. They serve some bakery goods. I can go over what we're thinking. It's not anything really that difficult or special. But we may, although the museum opens around 2, if you want to assist setting things up, we'll probably get there around 12. That's on the 11th.
Sunday.
I have been
Julie.
talking to John Hitchcock from the museum, and he is the person who usually runs around picking everything up. We're not supposed to worry about money, so okay. But what we've been going back and forth with, and if you have any particular ideas or things you think would be especially good, you can say. So one is water, the small water bottles, which,
I'll bring 2 coolers full with ice.
John Hitchcock is bringing a cooler with ice.
Okay.
So he usually takes care of that. And
All
they
right.
also have a refrigerator. They have a case in the refrigerator now.
Okay.
And then as people go out on tours, they can pick up some water to take with them.
Yeah, I was going to bring bottled water.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're gonna
it
get the
depends on
little
how many
bottles.
people.
Well, we're gonna get 2 cases. There's 48 in each.
Yeah.
So that should be more than enough, and
Sure.
if they need more, we'll run out and get it. I mentioned lemonade. It will, it's kind of spring, and if we do that, we'll get the already made lemonade. And small, he'll pick up, the smaller size, little glasses, the paper glasses, so.
Okay.
As far as food goes, he strongly suggested that we get some of the, breakfast cereal or power bars people might want to take on the walk, since we told them it's a mile.
Mm-hmm.
As well as, we would get, cupcakes, and we could get the small cupcakes, at Stop and Shop. They usually have different color icing. They're kind of festive and nice, as well as some of the prettier cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have to go to an expensive bakery to do this unless someone feels that it's necessary to put on, more of a
stuff.
decorative show. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't think we have to do, have you been to the receptions? Because I have not been there,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, this would be lovely. Lemonade and cookies and cupcakes would
Okay.
be great.
All right,
Does that,
so,
everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
anyone here, oh,
We can't see you, so we
can't see anyone.
you'll have to talk up.
Oh, there you are, now we can see you.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right.
My suggestion is, we could use a tent and a table.
Well, this is gonna be inside.
Yeah, but we're gonna
Oh,
mostly
we
be
will,
outside.
yeah, well, when we go there well, are we gonna be inside or outside? How are we gonna do that?
Well, I was thinking
That-
we set up a table on the outside so we can have paperwork for the historic district sign up out there.
We said we came up with a spot within the museum for a
Inside?
table, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right
That
outside
seemed
the
better.
door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and that's the other thing, as far as setting up on that day, that we're gonna, whatever literature we want, we need to bring with us, and I'll let, Rich Pigley know that also, if there's
Yeah.
literature they want to send out.
Go through the
Bob,
material.
I like that idea. I do like that idea, Bob, because we're going to try to fill that space as much as possible with interesting things to read and look at. And it would be nice, you could actually attract more people, passers-by, if you had a tent outside, some balloons, signage, in addition to, we're going to have a table where the UHDPC is represented, as adjunct to the exhibit, with our historic district information, literature, sign up. Hopefully 1 or 2 representatives from the commission will be there to answer questions. So the outside table and tent might be a good addition to drinks, perhaps, so like drinks and a little bit more
Anyone have a
signage.
tent?
That's what I was gonna propose. I mean, I know Matt has a tent.
Yep. I have a tent.
He gave us last time when we were at the,
I have a tent table, and I don't know that we've located the banner yet, though.
Okay. How big is the tent?
A 10 by 10.
Oh, perfect.
And
I have
anyone have a
tables
table
as
for
well.
outside?
I have a
don't know if
table
anyone
as well.
does.
Good.
You have a table
I've got 2
Full-size
scooters.
Yep. I have 2
Okay.
6-foot tables. So
I do
Okay.
too. Excellent.
That's for outside. Okay, great.
If weather permitting, yeah, hopefully. I think it would be helpful.
Hi, Matt.
That gives more space, for the museum, for the exhibit.
Matt, do you know you already volunteered for a tent?
I've got that. So I'm good for the tent and the tables.
great.
Okay.
And I'll take care of I'll take care of the material for the table. We've got that organized. I'll do that this week.
And I've got extra copies of all of Walking for Book lists upstairs,
Oh, great.
in my office.
I got plenty of these.
Oh, great.
And then I'll have the, I created a packet, I gave all the hard copies to Steve, but I've got a digital copy that I'll just print off for anyone. If you own a historic home and you want to be part of the district, it's easy.
Yeah,
You
okay,
just grab
okay.
it. I think it's got information about the tax incentives as well.
Oh, yeah. Did I give you that?
The other thing is the map, just the map of the
Yes.
whole historic district, but, we have time.
All right, so if you want to assist with the initial setup of whole display, that's this Saturday at 9. And if you want to assist setting up this reception, which really should not be a big deal, that's going to be on the 11th at 12 o'clock. I'm not planning on serving anything that is going to require a lot of washing up or anything afterwards. So we should be cool. Should be just a real quick cleanup after this.
And Barbara, just to clarify, so who is getting the lemonade and the cupcakes and the cookies?
John Hitchcock.
John is, okay.
In fact, I volunteered. I said, I'm sure Steve and I will be happy to run around and pick up some stuff, but he says, no, he always does that.
Okay.
He has a cooler.
And he has a large cooler that he uses that he'll get ice. And he said if we run low on ice, he'll run out and get more, so.
Okay, cool.
Kitchen.
They do, they have a
And
little.
they have a kitchen, right, so they, yeah, he said there's,
With a fridge to store stuff.
right,
The only thing else would be a trash bucket.
well, yeah, I'm sure they have their one, yeah. Shouldn't be, okay. And, I mean, the rest will be, we did go through, Steve and I did go through, some of their archives. It was like an architectural dig going through. So we picked out a lot of stuff that they have. And what about, is Fred Sanford back? Frank. Why do I call him Fred? Frank Sanford?
Yeah, yeah, he is back. And I've been including him on emails. I've been forwarding him emails that we've been receiving or exchanging with the Unionville Museum researcher and Raymond. And I haven't checked my email today, but I invited him to show up on Saturday, this Saturday morning, this coming Saturday morning, and asked him to bring all of the archives documents with him. And if he can't make it on Saturday, then I told him I'm basically going to be there almost every day until the 10th. At some point or another, I have a key.
Right.
I have ladders. I'm going to be hanging stuff. I'm constructing a tower with the stained glass windows from the Episcopal Church. I'm cleaning them right now. So it's going to be a whole week-long process. So people are invited to contact me and ask if I'm going to be down at the museum. Do I need any help? Because I don't think we're going to get it all done on Saturday.
I don't think so either.
But we should get a good, most of the layout, the floor plan, where things are going to go.
I think what Anne Raymond really wants to get done, though, is the hanging of all of the printed items that she's had made. So having that set up. And then as far as the artifacts go, yeah, we may be, again, picking through that stuff and placing it. And of course, setting up the stained glass windows. That's Steve's baby.
Yeah, I got good news today, Patty. When I was handing out flyers downtown, I ran into Patty at the hairdresser, and they posted our flyer too, the hairdresser. And she said there was 2 plugs in the floor, so I won't have to run cords or anything. I can have a light within the stained glass tower to illuminate it, and so that's a big relief for me to try to figure out the engineering.
Make a, four-sided
tower.
The windows together on a pedestal of some kind with a light inside. So it should be,
Excellent, excellent. So Steve, do you have, would you like people to contact you when they have time to come and volunteer, or would you like to give us an idea of what times on certain days you're going to be working? So how would you like to handle that? I don't want you to be doing all this yourself.
No. I know. Well, I planned on dedicating this coming week, to being there. So a certain amount of time every day. I haven't set up a schedule yet. So I guess maybe it would be good to hear from people about, if there are any days this week that they're available to do some setup, some hanging, some of documents, I will need at least 1 or 2 people to help me construct the tower. Probably, that's probably going to be midweek, like maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
The 7th or
next week.
Or the 8th. Yeah.
So you'll have to let everyone know time.
Yeah. When the windows are ready, when the base is ready, I'll have all the fasteners and the tools and the ladders. it really, I could do it with one other person, but 2 others would be great, because these are fragile.
There will be at least 2 people from the museum. I know John Hancock said he will be there on Saturday, and he mentioned someone else. So there will be people from the museum there. Won't just be us wandering around. And Ann.
Well, the stained glass won't be ready on Saturday, but Saturday, like you said, is mostly going to be putting up the freestanding panels,
Right.
which all of the documents and the I don't know what to call them.
All the artwork that's been done, yeah.
Work, literature, house descriptions, their placement should be mostly done on Saturday. But it's the display cases, assembling artifacts, tools, things like that. It's going to trickle in all week. And of course, there's going to be a mad rush on Saturday the 10th, too. All hands on deck kind of thing. On the 10th.
Right. Sanford has offered to lend us, the museum, some old carpentry equipment that they have that should be really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Old tools.
All right, so it sounds like you will email the commission when you know you're going to work, so that, is that the way you'd like to work it? All right, okay.
Yeah, basically I'll try to set it up so, you know, every day I'll be there between hour and X hour. Feel free to stop by or call me at this number to see if you can lend a hand, basically.
Great, good, okay, well, thank you.
So Barbara, did we get many commissioners to sign up to be docents or to tour guides, or?
I don't think they need people for that. I mean, inside the museum itself.
No, to give to.
Right, you know, to represent the commission or to be backup tour guides.
The 2 of us, were you going to do a tour?
I was gonna man the table.
Oh, he's
for
going to
us.
mend table.
I said I'd do one.
You want to do a tour?
Yeah. Anybody else want to sign up to give a tour? Or man the table? Yeah.
I can man a table, but I can't give a tour.
Right,
No,
Rachel,
no.
you said that last meeting.
I
Yeah, that's fine.
understand that.
That's good.
Yeah,
All right.
and Garrett and his crew have put together a brochure. The pictures will be in color, but he's put together a brochure with all the information, all the verbiage that Steve and I put together, and on the back of it is the pocket sites QR codes, Android and iPhones.
So the only thing that's changed from when I sent it out last week was we got some more information from Rich Higley, who's the fire chief for Texas Hose.
Yep.
For them celebrating their 130 years, so we added a page at the back, and then the back cover is just the pocket sites information.
It really looks great.
Matt. Yeah.
I already did all the writing and pictures, I just put it into a booklet.
Well, great
I
job.
did it on my computer.
Great job. Good.
And thank you, Matt Ross, for the Sign Up Genius page or site. And looks like we already have 23 signed up for the
Good.
tour.
Good.
How many is that?
22? Good.
Yeah.
23 so far on three different days.
Make it 24.
Most of them are on the first day, but
Right, but there are a few other dates that have,
yeah, 621 there's 6 people, 7-5 there's 5 people, so it's starting to fill up.
Good.
And I posted on Unionville Talks, and then it got a nice response from about 25 people, and then it got taken down because my girlfriend reminded me you're supposed to put these certain public postings on Mondays. And I said, well, isn't that for businesses that, you know, are profit? You know, I had this ethical sort of dilemma, you know, and I kind of wanted to get into a debate with the hosts of the administrators of the site. I held back and waited till Monday, but I've since reposted it in Unionville and Farmington Talks. And so,
Great.
out there.
On that note, letters have been sent out to almost all the homes on Lovely Street.
Yeah.
There's that little 4 houses at the end, right at the Avon Town line that I didn't include because they weren't really gonna be, part of it, and the tour wasn't going that high up anyway. Press release has been sent to all the papers. The Explore Farmington page will be sending it out with their email next week. We just missed, I was talking to Rose this afternoon, and we were talking on the phone at like 11:05, and the email had gone out at 11:01.
Oh.
But they'll be posting it on social media, next week, so I'll send Rose a photo, on the cover of the hose in the old church, and I sent her the press release as well, so we'll do a little post on Instagram and Facebook for Explore Farmington.
Oh, that's excellent.
So that'll be all set. That's it.
And then the Unionville Museum, we just got this at home, I don't know if anybody can see it. It's a flyer about the exhibit and about the walking tours. It's very, very nicely done, but said all the correct information about how to register for one of the tours. So this went out to members, you can take a look. Yes, thank you, I think the publicity is terrific.
I don't know if it's mainly from Steve or what, but we've got 20 people signed up so far. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
So who's giving the tour on June 11th?
Me,
Yeah.
but there's me and Barbara, but there's options for more because we're actually offering 2 phases. There's a 2:30 departure, and then there's a 3:30.
Right.
I think we have three on the 11th actually.
Oh, you're right.
And I'll be there, and
Yeah.
I'm willing to do a tour as well. I think based on previous experience, I would say expect double whatever we get for signups in terms of folks that show up.
Okay. All right.
This is Kelly. I put a message in the chat. I don't know if anyone saw it, but I can help on with either the tours of the desk, whatever is needed on the 11th.
Awesome,
Great.
thank you.
Great.
So we're gonna have to, I don't know if the pocket sites is enough of talking point bullet points for the tour guides, but we're thinking, I'm thinking I might need something actually in writing, like flashcards for myself.
Well, I think, you know, I was originally planning of trying to put together bullets, but, you know, everyone thinks differently. And if we just read through this, and some people may have more information.
Well, I can say if I were to do a tour, I would need information, like talking points, or I wouldn't know at my fingertips how to answer questions. You know, I'm not doing it before. I'm probably better suited at the desk personally.
And make your own, take out what you think are the most important things.
Or highlight them.
Or highlight it on the brochure.
And I think I'd be more comfortable at the desk then, or to go as with someone to at least hear it one time, you know, hear it together with someone who's more familiar with the area. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I definitely plan on trying to do the tour at least twice next week. So maybe I'll just send out an email and say, you know,
practice
Tuesday,
run.
I'm going to do the tour just for myself. And so.
And helping set up the exhibit and just studying the exhibit is a big deal. I mean, a big help too, because then you have the names, the architectural styles, you have the periods, the dates. You might have manufacturing or industrial connection, and or agricultural or whatever, war hero anecdotes.
I agree. I do work full time. I'm going to try to come over and assist when I can. I'm looking at my work schedule now, but I'm not going to be able to be there every day. So I just don't want to be a disappointment to anyone on the tour. No one wants a tour guide who is not I just came back from vacation and with tour guides, you expect a lot from them.
Yeah, you do, you
Just
really
being
do.
very green in this group. I just don't want to, I want to make sure that, I'm, doing everything to project a positive image for the, for our group, for the organization. So,
Well, like someone else just mentioned earlier, it's might be good to have two people leading a group, because then, you can sort of back each other up. And like Barbara has been studying and preparing a lot more with the social history, and I've been putting a little more input with the architectural history. And so, you can back each other up and say, remember, this guy was a farmer and he sold off most of this land. And anyway, yeah, you're right. You're right. Nothing more embarrassing than a tour guide who gets fact checked and stammers and trips over themselves, to try to.
What's your optimum number of people per tour?
I think it's set up for 15.
15.
Is that right, Matt?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
15. At the 2:30, we already have 7. We already have 7 at the 2:30.
Right. And
Barbara,
Yeah,
Barbara,
you'll have more probably.
we'll be adding to it, yeah.
so I had pulled together a document that had was the bolded items that you had indicated, which I thought that was supposed to be the script for the tour guides, which focused predominantly on the properties that were within the historic district. And then there were only like 4 or 5 additionals. And I think that is probably a key thing, is we should have a standard script or standard set of properties that we're highlighting on the tour, so that no matter who it is that's going, this is aside from the pocket sites, this is the lead tours, but whoever's leading it has the information for the key homes that we're highlighting along the way, which again focuses on the historic properties that we have in the district, and then a few additionals along the way.
Matt, did you asterisk or something so we know which ones are which? No?
So Barbara had provided me with from the documentation, those that were bolded, but I can send that out again to everybody.
In the booklet, it'll be in color. It'll say UHD at the end of the.
Oh, okay.
Property.
Yeah, like that, here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah.
I think it originally said Unionville Historic District, but I had to shrink it down.
Yeah,
to make
I
all
put
fit.
it in,
Yeah.
I did put it in at
And
the
then
end.
it'll be
Right.
red. I
Okay.
think as we did in.
Yeah, that's the best way of knowing
Don't have that
which
regular
homes
one.
are which,
Right.
most important.
So I just want to clarify, the tour will be including all the buildings on Lovely Street up to the end? Or, you're laughing, Steve. I mean, there's a way to do it.
You'll be there all night.
There were 20, I think there were like 22 altogether.
22. I think we should highlight the historic ones, and there were a couple of other key ones that aren't currently historic properties, but
Right.
that had.
And then we added others in on top of that. So,
There's
yeah,
33 altogether.
I think we can highlight, and I think it's also almost going to be kind of, I know everyone should be saying about the same thing, except I think it's also going to have a little bit to do with your personal preference. I mean, when Steve leads it, he's certainly going to talk a little more about the architecture than I will. But there are some people who are not in a home that Albert Hill, who's very significant in the development of the town. You have people like that. There are only 5 homes that are actually in the district, and of course, Tunx's Hose, which is in the National Historic District. So I really think you need to read it over if you want to do a tour, read it over, and see which ones you really think are the most significant or interesting. You know, we want, these were real people. So we want to present them as real people with foibles and all. So,
so the stories about the people are really, that could be the thread.
well,
that runs through the
kind
whole
of,
thing.
and they all intermarried, so
Yeah.
it's very incestuous flock.
Why they were so happy.
If they didn't marry someone next door to them, it was someone over on Main Street.
Well, there you go then.
I think at one point, we all kind of agreed that the brochure, for example, had space for some more houses up beyond the 5 that are registered.
Sure.
So then we selected, I believe we selected about 6 more that we could fit onto the
original
brochure.
brochure,
Yeah,
but
that's
then we
very-
put the rest in.
I know.
We're
So,
trying to fit it, like-
so if you want to look at a bare minimum that you want to really stop the tour and point the building out, describe its architecture, describe whether or not it's on the register, and explain who lived there and what significant input they had in town, I would say a bare minimum of 11. It depends on the conversation, the questions, the tour guide's delivery, but there is a maximum of 23. And we described it as a 90-minute tour, which might scare some people away, just because that's quite a long time, but it's not a great distance. So it kind of,
As you're walking, you may find someone, you may almost bypass a house and someone may say, oh, wait a minute, this is really fascinating, what is this?
Yeah, tell me about this.
Yeah.
So carry the booklet with you.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
You gotta have the booklet.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd certainly be willing to go to the museum during some evenings this coming week as well, because I have a key and I have the combination. So if someone, works during the day and is available some evening, I'd be willing to do that. And then we have 2 weekends, well, a weekend and a half. We have this Saturday is the big start, and then I'm going to be there again on Sunday. So if people want to get in there earlier and really start to read what's been put together and really kind of study and formulate your own sort of bullet points or guide for your own guiding. And then, like Barbara said, she's going to do a practice walk as well. And maybe, well, no, you couldn't join her if it was done during the day. We could do one during the evening. A practice tour guide walk for any commissioners who are willing or want to do an evening walk.
Add that to your email.
Yeah, or on Saturday, June 10th, right? Saturday, June 10th.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Little cramped
But
session.
I think also as it stands now, Steve and I are planning to be available every day that we publish that there'll be a walk. So we will definitely be there to take people. Right?
Yeah.
Steve, you better. We were talking about 1 or 2 days, if you remember, and then the next thing we knew, it was published that we were doing all of these, so you had better be there.
How are pets being received? Yeah, say if you wanted to bring your dog along on this walk, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, the crossing the street is kind of dangerous. The street can be kind of
And other people on the walk might not like it. I think people with pets have to be able.
I've been giving walking tours for almost 35 years now, and no one's ever brought a pet on a walking tour. I'm just telling you, I don't know why. I've had people bring very odd pets to the museum, but never on a walking tour. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. This may be the year it all changes. I don't know. Somebody will bring their boa constrictor, but who knows? But I don't think we need to worry about that.
No, we put disclaimers in with the registration as well. So in terms of the length of the tour, and there's also notes in the, if they look at the pocket size tour, we've put notes in terms of crossing the road as well. The crosswalk that we do have folks crossing in is the safer of the two crosswalks on Lovely Street.
Yes.
Gary, you got the flag?
There's a flag, I have an extra safety vest,
Yeah.
like a road crossing flag.
Yeah.
I'll wear a
We're
safety
also
vest.
trying to get a police presence for that first,
Just for that first day,
for
though.
the first day, yeah.
All right, we'll work on that.
Good
They used to
idea.
have, they used to have a plastic caution sign that you could put right in the middle of the road. So if we don't have a police officer, maybe we can have that in the middle of the road.
I'll wear a vest and a flag, and I'll stand there.
Is that the
until everybody-
Sylvian Avenue crosswalk?
I'm willing to
It's
I'm
the
willing-
one between Merriman and Sanford.
I'm willing
The
to
one-
work traffic duty instead of running a tour if that's necessary on the 11th. So I have a vest, and I have a nice new hard hat from the high school project too. So.
Perfect.
You're
Sign
hired.
'em up.
You might need it.
You're hired. Oh, that's
See
funny.
this one, right? The mid-block crossing between Sanford and
Right.
Merriman.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the one.
It's,
There's better visibility at that one than there is at the lower one.
yeah, visibility is good.
Sylvan is between, the Sylvan crosswalk is between two blind spots.
Right.
Blind on the hill
Yeah,
toward Avon, and blind on the hill curve toward
that's what I was gonna say.
Unionville.
Right. And that's why we're not crossing people there. We're crossing them up
Yeah.
farther.
Bob Sweat got hit by a car there.
Use the embankment to get the ADA ramp the right
Yeah,
length.
yeah. Okay.
Bob Sweat got hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit going across at Sylvian Avenue.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to avoid that one.
Yeah, we're not doing that one, all right.
I'm about to power wash his house.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
What else do
No,
you need to, no, what else do you need from us? Yeah,
Unless anyone has any questions. There will be also, if you do come and help, put up the display, I know that there's a whole ton of additional information that, Ann Raymond has, found, so that will be included in the displays. So you may even find another story that you think is more interesting.
all right, are we ready to rock and roll here? Sounds great.
Would people be interested to receive my PowerPoint notes on the architecture styles and histories, or is that okay to share in the call too?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys can kind of review that, and I'd welcome some feedback too, because I may be missing a few of the backstories on how Greek revival came about, the trend of Greek revivals, or of the Victorian particular subset styles. So that might be helpful too for those not really confident about talking about these houses. So you guys could review that.
Okay,
I can
thanks,
share
Steve.
that.
That'd be great. All right, sounds like we are in good shape. Thank you, Barbara and Steve and Matt, for all the work, and Garrett, all the work you've done on this. I think it's going to be terrific. I'm excited about it. Anybody have anything else you want to add, or any other questions you have? No? All right, we'll see people on Saturday at 9, right, Steve, at the museum? That'll be
Yes.
the first work day. And then after that, at different times.
Bring your climbing shoes.
Bring your climbing shoes,
We're
okay.
gonna be putting things up on ladders.
No, it's mostly push pins on display boards. You know,
Okay.
bring your measuring tape and your interior designer hat, and
Okay.
fun, creative ways to display stuff. Maybe moving some, display cases and
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, good. That's exciting.
Little party.
Good.
Should be fun.
Anything else you want to add, Steve and Barbara?
Nope.
No? Ready to go? Great. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else
Oh,
have anything else? What, Steve?
Sorry, there is one other thing. Maureen and I are donating a TV to the museum, and so we're flirting with the idea of a loop, a video on display.
Yeah.
And it could be PowerPoint slides of the houses. And Dana Briere of Sparrow Drone, who's posted a lot of things in town, has offered to do a drone run up and down the street.
Oh, cool.
And we might be able to run that within the loop of some video. So we might need some help with some tech hookup, AV, audiovisual kind of setup as well. Eventually, it may not happen. That may happen on Saturday, but so we want like we're trying to do a multimedia sort of presentation. You know, the physical reading and viewing of the copy literature on display, the walking tour, and then online we have the online pocket sites, and
Right.
And now we could even have video, and so people get captivated in a variety of ways, and we want to hit all of those.
Wonderful,
Anyway.
wonderful. That's great. All right. Well, I think we've done our business for this evening. We don't have any other business to bring to the commission, so I'll entertain a motion. Anything else?
Lisa, just one, I put a note into the commissioners because I wasn't sure on my attendance for this evening, but I am going to be putting in a COA for our house. We're trying to get our kitchen project going, and part of that involves the removal of an existing chimney on the back on one of the back L's of the house, which I did take perspective pictures from the road, and the chimney itself is visible. So we're taking the chimney down all the way down to the ground level, and I'm planning on putting up a false chimney on the roof, but I will have a COA coming forward for that.
Okay, awesome. So will you have that for us to review, and will we have time for the July meeting?
But yes. I mean, that's my hope is if we're going to have a July meeting, I was kind of thinking we normally forego a July meeting. So I was thinking more the August meeting, but I've got it ready to go. And are we planning on a July meeting?
I wasn't planning on not having a meeting.
It's the week of, I'll send out an email beforehand. Matt.
I'll get it to you this week, Garrett. And if it falls to July, great. If it doesn't, we'll push it to August.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll send out an email maybe next week just to say, because it's the week of July 4th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Would that make a difference to your work schedule with that, Matt?
No, because
okay. All right.
I'm more than likely doing that work myself. So.
Golly. Okay. All right. The life of an old house homeowner, right?
Mm-hmm.
The things we get into. Well, terrific. We'll look forward to seeing that. All right. Anybody else have anything else they'd like to bring in front of the commission? No? All right. Can I entertain a motion for adjournment, please?
Make a motion that we adjourn for the evening.
Second. Second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? And no abstentions. So, good night, everybody. See you next week and for this exciting program. And thanks for all your hard work on it.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.